5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. You think you're all that, but your booty real flat. You think you're all that, but your long ass back. You think you're all that. No, ma'am, bitch. You're shaped like a Newport pack. You think you're all that, but your booty real flat. You think you're all that with your long ass back. You think you're all that. No, ma'am, bitch. You're shaped like a Newport pack. Walking up like you the stuff. Have several seats cause you look real rough. Your edge is flaky and you're borderline fat. Just sit down cause you're not all that. You think you're all that with your booty. Alright, I'm gonna stop because I wanted to join Beyonce Alpha Omega Gamma University Incorporated sorority a long time ago, and Founders Day was yesterday. Shout out to all of my line brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Shout out to all of us. And so I just wanted to preview one of the chairs that we will be doing to all of the lesser R&B girls, pop girls, your faves who could never. Okay, no ma'am, bitch. You're shaped like a Newport pack. Thank you for listening to a new episode of A Seat at the Table podcast, where there is always a seat for you. I am your hostess with the mostest, Gail. You can find us on Instagram, A Seat at the Table pod, all one word. You could also find me on Twitter at Gail Z. Hurst. You know, my tweet game has not been that strong lately. I think I've been really distracted by Instagram. So I apologize to everyone who follows me on Twitter and they're like, oh, girl, no, ma'am, bitch. And so to that, I say I will try to be better and to do better. Why don't you just follow me and just give me a chance? Because what else do you have to fucking do? So much to unpack this week, you guys. This week has been really crazy for us. Now, first of all, I would like to say to all of the celebutants, thank you all so much for giving us a wang dang doodle of a time this week. The baby mamas, the babies' mamas, the children's, the festivals, the side pieces, the albums, the everything. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it. Now we're going to do something a little bit different this episode, right? As opposed to waiting for the end of the episode for us to kind of have a seat with each other, we're just going to dive right in. I'm going to invite you for a seat right in. I'm going to tell you to pull up because I am going to tell you what's been going on with me. Now, first of all, I want to say shout out to all of the people who are kind of on a mindfulness journey. Now, if you've been listening to the show, you know that that's kind of one of the things that has been foremost on our brains, you know, as we challenge ourselves this year to chase our goals and to really put effort in towards our dreams. We also want to challenge ourselves to kind of be more mindful, in other words, more conscientious of our surroundings and ourselves and our actions and our energy and being well aware that we all have energy. Everything has an energy. And so it's kind of what you pick up from everything, your response to people, to things, to places. That is a frequency that you're picking up from other energies, right? All right. So shout out to everybody who's kind of been on the mindfulness journey, whether this is your first time at the table or not, because I feel like I've been really challenged in the kind of mindfulness practice, at least lately. I think that a lot of it is a mind-body connection. And I think it's also spiritual connection. and kind of how you feel in terms of the connection. Is there a connection to the spirit above you, or however? And this has nothing to do with religion. This kind of has more to do with if you are, even if you're atheist, you believe in something. You believe in some sort of moral laws, conduct, something. You believe in something. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter to me. But I think most importantly is that I have just been kind of feeling disconnected, and I think that disconnectivity for me, especially spiritually, can oftentimes bring out the worst aspects of myself, the insecurity, the anxiousness, the fear that makes me act from, once you're acting from those places, I think oftentimes it becomes very difficult for you to make sound decisions, and I'm not, listen, all right, listen. Okay. This is not like a cry for help. This is just us talking. And I think that one of the things that I've been hyper aware of is how much people are missing real connection between one another. And so I tell you this stuff not just to like put myself out there, but honestly, I think that what we're lacking the most nowadays is true connection. Like, people don't want to touch anymore. People don't want to talk about themselves, and not from the curated filter aspect of talking about yourself, but talking about yourself sans the filter. You know what I mean? So I appreciate when we have the opportunity to come together, fellow a seat at the table peoples. I appreciate when we have a opportunity to have this exchange, and I know that it's odd because it's like you're talking back to your phone or to your radio or whatever, but it's it's okay. I think that think about it. How often does someone ask you in any given week? How often does someone ask you, how are you? And really you answer, if you're good, then you're good. You know what I mean? But if you're not good, how oftentimes do you say, you know what? This week has been a really challenging week for me as I continue to fight off anxiety and insecurity and depression and whatever else can sometimes be emotional and mental strongholds for you, and especially if you're a person who is spiritually connected and you feel like that's fuzzy too, because you don't really feel necessarily the connection that you would like to feel. I feel the more that I have a real good connection spiritually, the more I'm meditating, the more I am being conscientious and mindful, the more I am able to fight off those strongholds, So I don't know. I'm saying all of this to you to say, how are you? It's April. If you are anywhere in the Northeast, it won't stop being gloomy and raining and snowing. And, that doesn't add to anything. Although the days are lighter, longer. But, listen. If you're in the Northeast, it's just like the winter won't let go. If you're anywhere else, God bless you. You made a better decision than the rest of us in terms of residential preferences. But yeah, how are you? How is everything going? Has anyone loved up on you lately? Has anyone told you how amazing you are? Has anyone told you that despite the fact that you might not have a specific goal and or purpose for your life right now, and although you may feel like you might be lost and you're not sure what to do next, and there is a ton of shit happening around you that you have no control over, at least you seemingly feel as though you have no control over, and you're kind of just drifting, the fact that you are up means that there is still a purpose for you. So instead of focusing internally on all the things that's wrong, there is still some daytime left. I challenge you to just go out and do one kind thing for someone. Just one kind thing. I don't care if you pay for the person's meal behind you. I don't care if you know, pick up an extra shift for someone who needs to leave. I don't care if you have a Post-it note and you stick it on someone's desk and it just says, "You are amazing." Do one kind thing, and I promise you, I don't care if you just smile at someone as you're walking down the street. I promise you, it will change the trajectory of everything that's been going on with you. So I care about you. I care how you're doing. I'm glad that you're able to just listen. The fact that some days you could get up, take a shower, and at least look like everything is together. Some days that's the fucking win, bitch. Okay? Okay. Okay, let's get it started. Let's get retarded in here. Ooh, ooh. All right. Now, I know that we want to start at the obvious, but I feel like that's more of a crescendo, right? Especially as we led in with the honorary Beyonce Alpha, Gamma, and Omega. Okay, cheer to all the lessers. I feel like let's start with the lessers and build our way up to a crescendo. Remember? Okay, let's just. All right. So I'm going to start with the worst of the worst first. Who told y'all friend Taylor Swift that September by Earth, Wind, and Fire needed to be done over? Which one of you? Because I know it was one of you Swiffer keepers out there, okay? I know it was one of you Swiffers out there. Now listen, I'm not one of those people that is going to like tear her down right now because like I could care less about Taylor Swift. I wouldn't care if this were a black artist. I don't think that Earth, Wind, and Fire's anything needs to be done over. Okay? I don't care when it's the year 2078 and you motherfuckers are hovercrafting to your barbecues and fucking whatever, doing your own at-home liposuctions and shit. But I don't give a fuck. It will still be playing the Maurice White edition of Earth, Wind, and Fire's everything. So someone sends a note to Karen, okay? Hey, Karen. So, Karen, no one needs you to do any of these Earth, Wind, and Fire songs over ever again, okay? I know that you are Taylor Swift and you can do everything you want. But Karen, no one wants you to do that. Okay. Moving on. So speaking of Karen, Kanye West is writing a philosophy concept book. That's right, you heard me. Kanye West spoke to the people at Variety magazine and let them know that he will be writing a philosophy/concept book. Now, here's the ironical part about this. The book will be based on society's obsession with photographs and whether or not their obsession is problematic. All right, now I want everybody to just stop what you're doing. Okay, just pause. Purrs for a minute, okay? Everyone purrs. Now, one of these things just don't belong, okay? Now, I'm going to say, because I remember when I used to take these standardized tests in elementary school, they were called like Iowa Basic Skills tests. And you would have like these, okay, like it's a tennis ball, a basketball, a baseball, and then skis. One of these things just doesn't belong. It's ironical. Kanye West writing a philosophy concept book based on the public's obsession with photographs and whether or not that's problematic is ironical because his wife and her family seemingly have built a culture of the link of photography or selfies and how they've become problematic. Now, if you